Hello, my name is Asghar Adilzadeh. I'm the Director and Chief Economic Modeler at Applied Development Research Solutions. Uh, the objective of today's short video presentation is to provide you with a brief on what are the main features of the expanded Public Works Program module of ADRS micro and macroeconomic models, how to use these web-based models to design policy scenarios related to EPWP, and what are various outputs of the model and how to access them. Now, let's start with some questions relating to the EPWP. You may be interested in or have these questions in mind. Um for example, what if the South African government decides to significantly increase the size of the EPWP jobs over the next 10 years? Um, if there is a target for EPWP for 2020, how can these models, ADRS models, help define options on how to achieve those targets? What are the contributions of EPWP to economic growth, poverty, and inequality? What if the number of jobs offered by EPWP is linked to the level of unemployment in the country? What are the budgetary growth and poverty implications of indexing EPWP wage rates to the annual inflation rate? What if the EPWP is used to establish the state as the employer of the last resort? And what if the EPWP is completely dismantled over the next 5 years? These and there are many other questions that you may have, and the objective of the EPWP module of the ADRS model is to help quantify these questions and answer these questions in a quick and efficient manner. ADRS economic models are housed in our two websites. The South African models are based in adrs-global.com, and the models of 50 countries around the world are located in another website, which is adrs-oceans.com. The EPWP module of South Africa is in adrs-global.com. The website, which is as you can see here, is the starting point is logging in. As you log in, then the website allows you to have access to the economic models. The economic models, you go to the tab for economic models, and it gives you the list of 4 web-based economic models for South Africa. These are two micro simulation models, South African tax and transfer simulation, and the other one is SATSIM Plus. The third model is macroeconometric model of South Africa, and the fourth model is a linked macro model. Now, I'm going to start with the SATSIM Plus. You go to one of the models, and as a starting point, you have a page that gives you some information about this model, how it is built, some of the where it is being used, what type of policy scenarios are being used, and then also it gives you a next set of tabs that allows you to start developing your scenario. The starting part of the designing your scenario is to decide about the parameters relating to run setting. In other words, for how many years you want your scenario is about, and also for what if you want to name your scenario. There, for example, we put it to 2012 to 2014. You can have it until 2025. You can develop your scenario for EPWP up to 2025. You can also give a name to your scenario developed for the webinar, for example, and then when it is done, you press setting, submit it, and then you are allowed then to change the parameters for the years that you have specified. From there, you go to the change parameter pages of the SATSIM Plus. This is a large model of a macro simulation, dynamic macro simulation model that has number of modules, social security and tax modules. As you can see, there are macroeconomic parameter choices, there are income tax, indirect tax, there's different social security, and also other grants and poverty line settings. So each of these modules have several pages under them for designing scenarios for that specific module. We are right now focusing on EPWP module of this model, and there you are the EPWP choices are captured in three parameter pages. One page allows you to change and set parameters relating to job opportunities, how many jobs, how it's going to be the distributions of the number of jobs over time. The second page relates to job expenses, which is about the parameters relating to how much the different types of EPWP jobs are expected to be paid, and the amount of payment for infrastructure, social services types, the different types of job security, job opportunities, and also parameters relating to average cost, average administrative cost, admin cost or overhead cost. And the third parameter page relates to the duration of EPWP. In this page, you can set the duration of the EPWP jobs for infrastructure jobs and for community services in terms of how many days per year those jobs on average will last. Now let's go back to the job opportunities page, parameter page, and here you're asked to specify the number of total EPWP jobs that are for each year of the project, and also the allocation of that total. In terms of specifying the total number of EPWP jobs, you are given two choices to set that number. The first is to enter the number of jobs for each year, and here is the default value, which is already marked, and if you want to change that right now, the model will run based on 800,000 EPWP jobs per year. And if you want to make that change that, you press the icon next to it, and it takes you to the pop-up for that parameter, and you can, let's say, change that to 1 million jobs per year. You can also set different values for each year of the forecast. You save and apply. The website captures your choice, and here is now the model. That parameter is set to allocate 1 million EPWP jobs for each year of the forecast. You also have a choice of to set the number of EPWP jobs for each year as a percentage of the pool of the unemployed in the year before. This means that the actual number of the EPWP jobs for each year will depend on whether the number of the unemployed increase or decreases. If you have a scenario relating EPWP to the size of the unemployed, then you choose this percentage of unemployed option. The page revise, and then here you're being given the option of specifying that percentage that you want to specify. Let's say here you want to specify 50% value as a percentage of the total unemployed that will be in EPWP jobs. In other words, if the total unemployed in the economy is 4 million, then by setting it as at 50%, that means that you're saying that to the model that you want that the EPWP jobs to be 2 million for that year. If the number of unemployed goes up to 5 million, then that means the number of EPWP automatically for that year, the next year, will go up to 2.5 million. The rest of the parameters in this page, there are three other parameters that are relating to the distribution of the number of the EPWP between urban, rural, and between infrastructure type of EPWP jobs and social services. And these are, each of them also you can set up, these are percentages that you can also change, as you know, depending on your scenario in a similar way. You press the icon for the pop-up and you make the changes in those shares. After that, you can move to the next page, which is the job expenses. In the job expenses page, you are given four parameters relating the remunerations, various remunerations associated with EPWP, and also another parameter regarding the overhead cost per EPWP jobs. Uh, and here you need to specify on average how much, for example, the urban infrastructure jobs are going to be paid, how much per day urban community services are going to be paid, which includes the environment as well, and also environmental work, and also how much rural infrastructure EPWP jobs are going to be paid, or the community services, rural community services. And each of these parameters right now, they have a default value of, for example, urban infrastructure per day right now is 70 rands. It can be changed again in the same way, going to pop up of that parameter page and changing it, for example, to 80 rands, or making them different from, you know, every year as being different value, and saving it, and again allowing the system to capture that value. The second part of the this page is about overhead cost, which is per EPWP job on average. How much is the you know, on average the state is going to pay for training, for buying equipment, for administrative side, all of that come bundled together. How much per person, per worker is it costing the state? And that again is a value right now in there, and you can also make changes to that. Finally, the final set of parameters are related to the duration of EPWP jobs, which we talked about. Again, you can set off the number of days associated for each type of EPWP jobs. When you think that your scenario is fully captured by changing these parameters, and you're ready to run the model, you go and you press run, and the model starts running live using the ADRS servers in this format. You can abort this, you can log out of this system, and you will receive an email when the run is complete, or you can wait for it to complete, and then it will take you to, you go to the output page. I'm going to just abort right now this run and take you to output page to show you the last output page. I have run this thing already for you, and here again the model includes a whole range of results, including the EPWP results. One of the first thing that you can look at is what we call the EPWP report card, which shows you the overall for the number of years that you have run the model. Here is from 2012 to 2014. If you run it to 2020, it will have another 9 columns instead of 3 columns, and it gives you for each year the projection, what would be based on the specification you provided, what is the effects, what are the total addition to total employment, poverty rate, poverty gap, income inequality, what are the estimate of these going to be, how it has been distributed, and how much, and all the way to by provinces, by quintile, by gender, and also by and how much does it cost, the total wage cost aspects of it, and also the total overhead cost of the program. Now you can also go to more detailed cross-tabulation of these results. For example, you can go to 2013 results. Here we have the results that are cross-tabulated by province and gender. uh, and we can look at the number of the beneficiaries, 825,000 for example here, how they have been distributed between male and female and by different provinces. You can also make that changes to different quantile, for example, and then look at it from also the number of people who are distribution of these by provinces and quantiles, how it has been distributed. 825,000 jobs are expected to be distributed in 2013. You can go to 2014 and look at the projection for 2014 in terms of the number of the amount, the cost, and also in terms of the distribution of the beneficiaries. Another aspects of this that you can explore the impact of your EPWP scenarios or in terms of impact on poverty. And here if you go to the poverty level tab, it will give you that, for example, under your scenario, how many people are going to be below poverty. Here it says in 2014, the projection is that 21 million will be below the poverty line, and how it has been distributed. You can also cross-tabulate again this both in terms of the poverty line, if you want to look at it from quantile, for example, or the overall figure for the poverty rate. You can also look at that. You can also look at the poverty gap. You can look at the impact of it on Gini coefficient, on inequality, and look at how the Gini coefficient are affected by, by, for example, provinces, or by different category, by race, by location, and each of these will give you in Gauteng, in Free State, in Eastern Cape, how the inequality has been affected. The model goes beyond this. Also, you can also look at when the model runs, it also takes into account the impact of other on taxes and on household income, on demand for social security. But for the sake of this presentation, we limit the impact analysis only on EPWP related variables. Finally, what I like to quickly go over with you is that this is, you can run EPWP scenarios using the SATSIM, South African Tax and Transfer Microsimulation model. There is also a model, we have a ADRS model that is linked macro model. DIMSIM stands for Dynamically Integrated Macro and Micro simulation model, and it looks at the evolution of the economy in terms of the interaction between the macroeconomic variables, employment, wages, inflation, output, and others, and the interaction with the households' welfare, and taxations and demand for social security, EPWP, and others. And how does the demand for social security, or spending on EPWP and direct and indirect taxes affect the macroeconomy? It's a more sophisticated model of the South African economy that we will not go over it in this presentation. But if you and your institutions are interested to explore this model and have a presentation about it, you can let us know, and we will organize a webinar for your group. At this point, I'd like to thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to let us know. Thank you.